That's right. Jurassic World Evolution 3. Finally, we've been able to get our hands on it. Thank you so much to Frontier for flying us out to London to be able to play Jurassic World Evolution 3 early. We've got nearly 3 hours of footage here because, and I'll get into it later in the video if I remember, but something happened with my footage and then it happened again and it fixed itself and yeah,
if there's
so...
one thing that the
Malcolm?
history of evolution has taught us, it's that life will not be contained.
Yep. I love Ian Malcolm in this game. He's great.
Life breaks free. And that's exactly what it did, time and time again. Tearing down
love the
barrier
Velociraptors.
after barrier, until finally we arrived here. This Jurassic World.
Am I going to get copyrighted?
No path left to travel, but forwards. No viable option, but coexistence with the dinosaurs. It's a rocky road ahead of us. Less rocky, perhaps, under the right management.
Sure. It's always going to be a rocky road. Yeah, so I got to play the game early. This is me commentating over what I did play yesterday.
Welcome. I am, of course,
this isn't
Abbott
live
Finch,
commentary, but it's my
managing
first time watching it
director
back.
Of this new enterprise and the owner of this lovely patch of Badlands. Go on, take a look around. Breathe in the fresh air.
Yeah, I remember doing this.
Less fresh around the herbivore
And-
enclosure. Hey, tell me,
Ian,
what
can
are
I
you
talk,
calling
please?
this again? Is it done? Dim?
DIN, the Dinosaur Integration Network. I am Kira Chang. A pleasure to meet you. We intend to help dinosaurs and humans coexist globally, and I am here to find clients who share that goal.
Hey, so I should, ignore the roaming velociraptors that I saw on the way in and just focus on the bare bones enclosure? Wow, you're spoiling me.
Please, Doctor, take a look at the site map. Not only does this map allow us to oversee the site, but it also shows that the raptors are no longer nearby. We have plenty of time.
Oh yes, plenty of time, sure. Until, of course, we don't.
All
Yeah,
right,
okay.
all right, let's
So this
get
is something new
showcase
actually.
underway.
We've actually got a new way to
kick
deliver
things off,
animals,
some rescues
which
will
is
be
right here, the
arriving
delivery zone.
Anytime now. Let's use a delivery zone to transport them all in one trip. It saves time and
Yeah,
even
it's
better,
a lot easier.
boatload
So
of
you don't
chopper
have to
fuel.
like have so many helicopters bringing
Okay,
in dinosaurs
perfect.
anymore. You can just
When the
drop them
chopper
in
gets
one
here,
location
direct
and
them
they
to
all
that
release at the same
delivery
time.
zone.
So we started off with the Lokiceratops. I think Coryphosaurus is a little bit later in this gameplay.
Excellent! The Lokiceratops are on their way. And the pilot said there's something special about the group, so consider my interest piqued.
Yeah.
Ah, our other important guest has arrived.
I love Cabot
Dr.
Finch.
Dua, welcome to Montana.
And thank you for inviting me. Your goal to help dinosaurs thrive has certainly caught the conservation sector's attention. I truly hope you can succeed.
Ha! So do I. So do I.
Okay, so hopefully I have some time to commentate now. Yeah, so this is my first ever watch back of my footage. I'm not too sure how long I will commentate because I've got nearly 3 hours of footage, so it's going to be a long one. And obviously there will be some silent moments, but yeah, this game was a lot of fun to play. It feels like there's enough new content added to feel like a new game, because I know loads of people were saying it's just Evolution 1 and Evolution 2 reskinned and added a few new features, but those few new features, they actually add a decent amount. Here we get to see the baby Lokiceratops. So adorable. So adorable. I think one of them's male, one of them's
Wild,
female.
juvenile Dinosaur. Absolutely remarkable. And not a common sight these days. You know, the mind boggles thinking about how its experiences now will shape it. Will its future be peaceful? Chaotic? The deciding factor, I suspect, is you.
It is
What
adorable.
a beautiful young dinosaur. Can we perhaps observe it more closely?
I think I went ahead and named it Loki as well.
That'll draw new
Yeah.
guests to a site. And boy, oh boy,
I named
do
it Loki.
juveniles sell entry tickets.
You kind of have to. It's called
And
Loki Ceratops.
well-cared-for juveniles will grow into more appealing adults as well. As dinosaurs explore their new enclosure, they'll form a territory. It's inside this territory that their environment
Also,
must meet their needs.
you probably hear a little bit of music
Some
in the background.
dinosaurs play well with
That's the
others.
ranger team.
Some...
They now have music in their
Less
vehicles.
so. Keep an eye on who's sharing an enclosure with who.
A lot of this gameplay you'll see is just me looking around for any like unconfirmed species that have yet to appear. So I'm like checking every single tab. You guys can pause if you want to inspect every single tab. But I don't think I saw anything
All part
relatively
of the
new.
demonstration, I assure you. We have a suite of environmental tools to help make this enclosure more appropriate, which is, of course, our next priority.
Yeah, building the enclosures still feels like Evolution 2 until you start to learn how to like play with terrain tools a little bit better and all of that, which we do later on.
Wonderful work. Actions like this will certainly earn you a good reputation with the conservation sector.
I was trying to make it look nice as well, I remember. Because I also had some Frontier employees behind me. And I was thinking, they might like to see a nice park. But also here I tested out to see how close you can get the foliage with modular pieces. Like that. What happened here? I completely forgot. What happened? Something's happening. Cinematic. Dust storm? Yeah, it was a dust storm.
Not to alarm you all, but is that
A sandstorm, and it came out of nowhere.
typical? It ripped apart some of our fences, too.
Storms like this can harm or panic dinosaurs. This is a delicate situation.
I think, if I remember correctly, there's
Right.
multiple skins. There's like
A
9
spooked
skins for the
giant is a
vehicles
big
as well.
threat to our guests.
Which is
The
really cool.
priority needs to be tranquilizing it with the capture team chopper. We can repair the enclosure later.
I haven't flown a helicopter in this game for ages. This was like one of the very first time in years because, you know, I have no need. I play sandbox. So firstly, I have no need for ACU teams. Secondly, I just get them to do it themselves. But yeah, it was easy enough. I feel like the controls are better because I tried to take a long-range shot. That's me playing a lot of Fortnite and Call of Duty. There you go. And I actually hit him as well. I just find it funny how the guy from the Diplodocus from afar went down quicker than the one close, even though he only took a single dart. But yeah, this game is
Hey, nice
fun.
shooting. Those dinosaurs won't be waking up anytime soon, so you've earned us some breathing space. Now, I'm not exactly adept with a hammer, so let's bring in the experts. We need a maintenance facility, and like yesterday,
Every facility placed will need to be connected to our path network.
now get out there and repair everything you can.
I remember I was like, do I really have to take direct control? I don't mind driving on like an Xbox controller, but driving on mouse and
You
keyboard
know,
was
Dr.
very
Duo,
difficult.
Dr. Malcolm, your testimonials would really make a difference. We need the support of the conservation sector if anyone will take us seriously. And if they don't, Din is going down. And taking what's left of my money and self-respect with it.
John Hammond said something similar when he brought me and the others to Jurassic Park. You know, I could dig out the report that I made for him, but I'd need
I ran
to
over the
update some
ran over the tail.
details, like oohs and ahs and running and screaming, you know, that sort of thing.
I'm not sure that now is the time for that conversation, Mr. Finch. Let's focus on the task at hand for the moment.
There's one piece of path that we just went by there, where instead of having like a T-junction, it now curves into other paths. Oh yeah, I was exploring the interior of this building as well, because it'd be great to have guests walking through it. But on topic of the paths, because you can modular build like really small pieces, you don't need to have like ugly junctions connecting your pathways up anymore. So it's actually really good. At this point, I think I started exploring, because I wanted to see if I can, you know, fly off a cliff, which I'm pretty sure I did do. Yeah, I don't know what I was trying. I thought I was going to land it, but I didn't. So I think I just left. I was like, yeah, that's enough of that.
A thorough and efficient batch of repairs. Impressive work.
I was also looking at the
Now that the
terrain.
enclosure is fixed up,
'Cause look
we're
at that.
safe to transport the dinosaurs back into it.
And I wanted to find out the dinosaurs as well, because we weren't actually told what we were going to be doing. We knew we were going to be playing the game. I just thought it was going to be like we had
When
in the
transporting
previous
a
game.
dinosaur, first choose the animal you want to move and then pick where to send it.
And in the previous game, we basically played the missions, and that was it. And the only way to identify or get the dinosaurs was to go through the missions and ignore the missions and go through whatever you want to do. So I started inspecting all of the dinosaurs that are available to get, and all of the research. So if you guys are interested in any of the research, feel free to pause, have a read. I went through every single one of them for details for you guys. Yeah. But yeah, because we didn't know what we were going to be doing, I didn't know I was going to go into Sandbox later on and be able to release every single dinosaur. So we're going to have to wait and see how that pans out, because the Sandbox mode was definitely a lot of fun. Most of this video is going to be Sandbox. But looking at the time, we're only 11 minutes in. We still have like 2 hours and 30 minutes to go, so it's going to be a long video. Hopefully you're sat back. Yeah, at this point I can't remember. I think I was just looking at the thumbnail dinosaurs. Like, I wasn't actually reading the reward section where it says other dinosaurs. But as far as I'm aware, yeah, oh yeah, Spinosaurus in the omnivore section. That kind of threw me off. So I assume omnivore meant having fish and meat. But the thing is, there's a specific omnivore section, so they might add more dinosaurs later on for omnivorous. Yeah, at this point I started to realize, hold on, there's more species being listed. But again, I don't think, actually, come to think about it, Psittacosaurus is on there, but I don't think it was available in Sandbox. I can't remember. I don't think, if it was, I don't think I ever released the Psittacosaurus, which is quite annoying now that I think back, but we'll see later in the video. I was looking at all of the new attractions to see what's available. It seems like we know all of the new attractions: balloon tour,
That storm
kayak,
could have
and
torn the park apart,
the petting
or
zoo.
hurt the dinosaurs. We got lucky, but luck tends to run out eventually.
No need to worry. I suggested we prepare for such a thing weeks ago. And we did prepare, didn't we, Mr. Finch?
Well, you know, the to-do list was pretty long. And how was I to know we'd be hit by a... Look, let's not point fingers, especially at me. Bit of a long shot, but Dr. Malcolm, any chance you can ignore the whole breakout thing?
Oh boy, now you're asking an awful lot of me.
Okay, maybe not ignore, but focus on how well we dealt with it? No? Well, can't blame a guy for trying, huh?
Yeah, this is where I went back and read every single species. I think the only one that caught me off guard was the Attenborosaurus, because I don't think that was confirmed going into this. So, but again, it's just a returning species from Evolution 2. I think it was part of the deluxe edition of that game. I can't quite remember. Yeah, so I didn't really do too much. I was checking out the cameras because I remember seeing them. I didn't want to play with them yet, but we do play with them later in the video. This feature right here is really cool. I was like, what's going on? Something's happening. And then I can see that building in the distance going away. So, if you're playing on mouse and keyboard, if you press Ctrl Z or Ctrl Y, you can get rid of the last thing you did and re-add the last thing you got rid of.
And fix the place up automatically.
Which is so good, because especially considering, you know, how I edit videos, I have to press Ctrl Z quite a lot. So it's natural for me to press that and to undo something. And Evolution 2 was missing that, so...
all buildings and power generators that might need repairing, refueling, or resupplying. Those posts also have a wider range to them, and any fences that break in that range will automatically get repaired.
At this point, I was almost stuck, and it's very embarrassing. It is quite annoying to see, like, all of the coverage, because so much is going on, and you're trying to find where the last building is that isn't covered. At one point, I almost turned around and asked for an employee to help me here, because I couldn't see it. And that's probably because of the mix between the blues and the reds, but it actually is that viewing gallery in the top left right now that's not covered, and it's barely not covered. Again, look, I'm looking at this place like, am I doing something wrong? So I was a little bit confused, but that's my problem. That was my fault. Oh yeah, and I couldn't work out how to get these like park rangers to be assigned to these ranger posts. I completely forgot how to do that. Again, I was just so lost for some reason. So I was like putting it out of the map so I can actually get a better view. And I think at this point I noticed. Yeah, there you go. Yep. What a relief.
Once you've placed your maintenance posts, you can directly assign a maintenance team to each one.
Assuming control.
Also, I feel as though... Never
I've
mind.
arranged for more dinosaurs to arrive on site.
Corythosaurus.
They were struggling in the nearby desert, but we can give them a better life here.
One moment. Corythosaurus. They cohabitate wonderfully with Lokiceratops, so please do place them in the same enclosure. Replicating natural varied ecosystems should always be a high priority.
All right then. You're the boss. Until you say you're
Look at the
supporting
little
us at
baby.
least.
Look at the little baby.
I'm kidding. Mostly.
Like, the babies are actually so cute. Like, of course, we knew the babies were gonna be cute, but it's just seeing them actually play and be around and live in is just
This
adorable.
place is shaping up faster than I expected. The benefit of hiring the right park manager, eh?
Thank
I
you,
mean,
Cabot.
just take a step back and look at what you've done already. This site is our very own window into prehistoric Montana. Diplodocus? Check. Lokiceratops? Check. Corythosaurus? Well, here we go.
I think I was trying to get thumbnails at this point because I wasn't too sure what was going to be in the game, so I wasn't too sure what the thumbnail would be. And honestly, I still don't know what the thumbnail will be to this video. But yeah, this was basically just waiting for the Corythosaurus to come in. I think at one point I tried to get onto the management database as well. I also wanted to see if there was any baby Corythosauruses, but I don't think there were. No Jurassic Park skinned versions, which is quite disappointing. I think all of these are female as well, so I don't think we got to see a male Corythosaurus.
Delivery successful. Now, we better make sure those dinosaurs are loving their new home.
I also wanted to check if the
I'm sure
hatchery
they
was
are,
still
but
available,
I pride myself on being a
because
good host. Or at least a passable one.
if we were like,
It could
I was
certainly
thinking
be
maybe you
more
have to get the
comfortable
animals
here.
from the wild, and
Balancing
they removed the
comfort
hatchery.
between multiple species
Thankfully
could be
they
a
didn't.
challenge, but one worth overcoming.
Yeah, again, I was really pushing to get an expedition center so I can see any more dinosaurs, dig sites, whatnot, just because it was like, I didn't know what was going on again. Oh yeah, I decided to check out all of the paths because you have these new type of paths where it's just dirt, like it blends in, like there's nothing there, so you can have the guests walk through like a natural exhibit. So after that, I just wanted to see every single path, because if they've added that, I was thinking, what else have they added? So we went through every single one of them. One thing I didn't discover until I move on into the next map is that next to the paths, you can see squares of colors. Yes, you can change the colors of the paths. How cool is that? Like, that's actually really, really cool. Like, I know there's a lot of customization in Jurassic World Evolution 3, but I didn't think it'd be so much so that you can play around with the paths, you know? Like... Now, because a lot of this video is going to be quite repetitive, what I think I might do is put some timestamps in the description so that you can see certain elements. So we might have this timestamped as mission 1, then we'll do mission 2, and then we'll do like a big sandbox area. I think I do a battle royale at some point as well. So we have that to look forward to. And I also speed built a Pyroraptor exhibit. That was fun.
Is it just me, or do those dinosaurs not look as happy as the Lokiceratops?
Like many species, they need males in their herd to truly thrive. Male dinosaurs are rather rare, though, so there's little we can do. Perhaps Din isn't a good fit for the conservation sector. Your work is inspiring, but the dinosaurs need something extraordinary if they're to get a foothold in the wild.
You know, the dinosaurs aren't adapting fast enough to...
Oh yeah, I saw the workshop here, and I was like, I kind of want to check it out, but it's not active right now. But it is going to be very, very active
on their
once
own.
people get to see everything,
The course
get
of
the game on
natural
themselves.
history is trying to reassert itself, and you simply cannot fight nature.
But we could work with it. I know of a research station developing not only male dinosaur synthesis, but sustainable breeding programs too. If it will earn your support, I suggest that we all head there immediately.
Just to check, we're, coming back here, right?
Oh, we must. If that research succeeds, we have to return to reintroduce male dinosaurs to these herds.
All right, my bags are packed, so let's go.
Okay, so I think we're going to be moving on to mission 2 now. I was slightly annoyed, I think. I can't remember. Was it this moment I was annoyed at, or the next mission? Ah, but this time around, I know Evolution 2 and Evolution 3 feels different to Evolution 1, but once we got to Hawaii, I started to think, okay, this feels a lot like Evolution 1. Yeah, it was this. I was like, I want to go to the control room. I want to check out everything. And I couldn't. I was forced to go to the next one. There's a really cool, nice little loading screen there. But yeah, so when we finally load into Hawaii, you'll notice that it feels like Isla Mataceros from Jurassic World Evolution 1. And honestly, I miss those islands. It'd be nice to return to them someday.
Well, you know, I've been to a tropical island harboring so-called groundbreaking research before, and I felt this same mix of sheer wonder and utter dread back then, too. I'm more optimistic about what I'll find this time around, but still, if I may, a word of advice: build more places to hide than you think you need.
Remember, this game is in the beta stage, I think? So
Aloha,
there are going to be
Hawaii.
some glitches and some bugs.
This is not
Immediately,
a
I
vacation,
go to-
Mr. Finch.
I go
We are
to the
here
waterfalls.
support
I love them.
pioneering research on dinosaur breeding. And to that end, I'm pleased to introduce you all to Dr. Luis Baldera, a leading paleoecologist. Dr. Baldera, the room is yours.
Hey, good to meet you all. Truth be told, I wasn't expecting help so soon. Kira seemed pretty insistent that it has to be now, though, so I'm definitely gonna make the most of it.
Well, you know, we're all dying to see how this works out. Well, hopefully not literally dying.
Dr. Baldera has done quite well on his own, but many minds make light research. We'll need a control center so that we can hire scientists for the project.
I think this was our first time also seeing the male Maiasaura, which it looks a lot better. I wasn't a big fan of the
We should
Maiasaura,
hook that
so I
building
was
up
upset to
the
see it
path
return, but
network,
either way.
too.
I think at this point I noticed you can change the colors.
Science by candlelight
very
is
soon.
great for atmosphere, but
Here we are.
less great for productivity.
I was like,
Let's
no
get
way.
a generator down and power
Look
that
at,
building.
look at me rush to check this out. Yeah, this is what I mean. This is just so cool. You can just change the colors and everything. I do wish that there was like a default option to return back to default paths, because I think at one point I tried to go back to like this grey color, but as someone who's colorblind, it's very hard to work out what the color is just by the naked eye. So yeah, I just hope that there's a return to default or reset color option in the future installment of this game.
Scientists have a variety of skills, but researching male synthesis will require experience in genetics. Please hire whomever you think can do the job.
I haven't gone to the scientist tabs, I think, since Evolution 2 released. Like, the only time I use scientists is when I'm actually playing the campaign, and I don't play the campaign much. Honestly, this is also where the generative AI was being used as well in Evolution 2 and Evolution 3, and I know loads of people got really upset about it, and they changed it in Evolution 3.
Science center.
But the scientists feel very
While
repetitive now.
parthenogenesis is a thing, that's reproduction without a mate. Dinosaur breeding typically requires a pair.
That's an
Male
interesting comment.
Dinosaurs are uncommon in the wild, but we can create our own with a bit of clever research. That's where the Science Center comes in.
Dr. Luis Baldera said that parthenogenesis is a thing, reproducing without a mate. So, I think that's also going to be a feature in the game, so you don't necessarily need a male and a female. But I might be looking too deeply into that. But yeah, it just looks beautiful.
Dr. Baldera, do you truly believe that this breeding program will work?
I'm pretty sure it will. Dinosaurs breeding in the wild is rare, but I've observed common needs and behaviors. That's what we're building from. Next steps. Right.
This is where I was testing
we
out
need
the
to gather
cameras.
some genetic material if we're going to actually synthesize a male. But finding an appropriate dig site will
Just
take a
depends on
head
how you
full
want to
of
control your
logistics
camera.
that I definitely don't have. Let's hire some practical thinkers.
Because I know there's some games that have different camera controls to other games. I think all the Frontier games have the same camera controls, but then if you play something like City Skylines, which is a very similar city park builder game, the controls on that are also very different. So you have to get used to it a little bit. Not very different, but just slightly different. Enough to be annoying.
Now let's research a dig site with plenty of Maiasaura fossils.
Wonderful. There's surely no better choice to pioneer this research than a species whose name means good mother lizard.
Well, sure. What better reason to bring a breathing, thinking being into a strange new world than a lovely, apt name?
We'll need an expedition center to act as a base of operations for the dig. Let's construct one immediately.
Yeah, the terrain definitely changes the look of the park. But it is weird when you see dinosaurs from above, like bird's eye view, and you don't see any enclosures, like fences or anything, because you just think that they've escaped, when the truth is they haven't. Okay, so what's next?
Expeditions and me go way back. They're a crucial part of any site like this one, after all. See, we send teams out to dig sites where they collect fossils. Then we crack those fossils open and scoop out the genome, which lets us create dinosaurs. That wasn't the most scientific explanation, but it gets the idea across, right?
Yeah, this was also weird.
Whole
Like,
lot
you'd
of
make a
Maiasaura
change, and then
fossils
there wasn't
and eggs
anywhere
were found in
to save it.
Montana's Egg Mountain dig site.
Like, I'm pressing
Sounds like a
everything to try
prime
and save
expedition
the
spot to
changes I
me.
make to a modular
Oh,
piece,
hey, that's
but
not
it doesn't
far
save.
from the dusty patch of paradise we just came from. Small world.
Smaller
Changing the
still
color
when
does,
the
though.
continents
And
were
it's
smushed
really cool.
together.
Here's all of the dig sites. Do I inspect it before I send them out? I can't remember.
Fantastic.
I do
Our
inspect them at one
expedition
point.
is underway.
Might be
Let's
now, actually.
Hope they bring back some great
Yeah.
fossils, huh?
Okay, so here are all of the dig sites that are currently in the game. Unfortunately, you can't actually hover over the ones that are locked to get the names. So any paleo nerds out there, go crazy. You'll be able to, like, probably understand what these dig sites are based off, and try to come up with the species that will be in those dig sites. Maybe there might be one or two extra species that we don't know of just yet. There's 2 in Australia now. I think there's only 1 previously. But again, I can't imagine there's many species that we don't know about just yet in Evolution 3.
Keeping an eye on dinosaur welfare is a full-time job, and I don't want your attention stretched thin. That's when trouble starts. The ranger teams can handle it, but they'll need to be assigned to ranger posts to guide their patrols. Let's build some posts and get those rangers to work.
Yeah, I wanted to play with the terrain tools here. It's a lot harder than it looks. So it's going to take a lot of learning, that's for sure. Because so you know how fences can go through rocks like we've seen in some of the trailers? But they can't actually stay to ground level, they actually go up level. So you have to try and work out where you're going to put some rocks, and if you can move it into the mountain, and then you have to put the fence into the rock. It's a little bit confusing, not too confusing, but it definitely will take a little bit of getting used to and learning. Also here, I was testing out to see if the previous thing was working, where you could just build up higher and higher just by making a large mountain. And yes, it does still work, as you can see. But I was expecting to be able to build a little bit higher. I don't know if it's because I didn't have the right slope on, or the intensity was not where it should be. But yeah, I thought I could build quite a bit more.
Make sure the ranger posts cover any dinosaurs that you want your rangers to keep an eye on during their patrols. Looking good. Now just assign ranger teams to those posts and you're set.
I keep pressing direct control for some reason. I don't know if they swapped that. Like maybe add task was the second option in Evolution 2. But I kept pressing direct control and I don't know why. It was really annoying.
Maiasaura are not the only animals that this client cares about. So, while we have some time, please ensure that the other dinosaurs here are comfortable.
Checking out the scenery here. This looks really nice. Very expansive. Because look, you can build that fountain yourself. Or you can just nab it off the workshop, because there's going to be loads of people who will be able to upload stuff like this. So, you know, if you're not like creatively inclined, like you don't know how to build these things, you're going to find somebody on the workshop who will be able to build these things. So don't worry. And also, I was talking to Bestaslot about this last night and a few others who were there, and we were saying how it's like a really smart move from Frontier because, as he said, everybody wants the Raptor paddock and Dominus Rex paddock, and instead of adding it as a building or an attraction, they just thought, you know what, let the people make it. And it's really smart from Frontier. I can't wait to see what people create, honestly. It's going to be good. It's going to be really, really good. From a creator's perspective, it's going to be fantastic. I already have some like weekly showcases that I have in mind that I want to do, and just... I'm excited. I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. What was I doing here? Oh yeah, I was checking this out and I was like, you can build marsh now? Like you don't have to do it yourself? And yeah, you can actually build swamps just by using a paintbrush. How cool is that? So no more of this making fake swamps like we did in Evolution 1 and Evolution 2. We actually have real swamps. So that's really good. Okay, look how natural that looks.
No one's gonna want to visit
amazing.
these sites if they can't see the dinosaurs. Look, this isn't my area of expertise, but the math is simple enough.
Now I missed this, but before I was putting that down, it actually gave me other options, see? Different lookalikes of the viewing galleries. I don't know how I missed that.
Money, and that equals a very happy Cabot Finch, huh? How's that for showing you working out? The point is, always make sure an enclosure has good dinosaur visibility if we're to make this a sustainable endeavor. A well-positioned viewing building is worth its weight in, well, concrete and reinforced glass. Hey, did our expedition team make it back all right? Did they, find anything good?
Use the Science Center to extract genetic information from the fossils they bring back. This is a task best done by scientists skilled in genetics.
And anything not rich in genetic information could still make us rich in petty cash. So don't be shy about selling things either.
Ooh, while we're laying the foundation of the project, let's build a hatchery too. Can't breed dinosaurs without hatching a few eggs, right?
I was really happy to see the hatchery return. That's
Now
the pinnacle of
that you can
Jurassic
exert more
Evolution, you know?
control over embryonic hormones, it's time to synthesize your first male Maiasaura. Just think, generations of dinosaurs engineered
Here we
to
are.
be female, and now we're purposefully unshackling.
Instantly, I see these dinosaur silhouettes and I'm like, I gotta check them all out. Is there anything new? And I was like, oh, it's Guanlong. Let's first look at Guanlong. It's really nice that they have this actually, like a 3D perspective before you've unlocked the dinosaur. Because it's like, you can see what the dinosaur looks like, especially for new players. I also inspected the Patago Titan, which is a new one. I wanted to see the Pyroraptor. I completely ignored the Protoceratops. I just don't like it. I don't like Protoceratops. I don't like Psittacosaurus. Sue me. I can't see Psittacosaurus anywhere. Maybe it's there. I think I scrolled past it. But yeah, I was slightly disappointed there wasn't one or two new species revealed via this gameplay. It would have been nice.
If I may, I can only hope that all the consequences of this are being considered. I know they're not, of course, but, you know, I do love to hope.
We are considering every outcome in this research. Your concern is understandable, but unfounded.
Unfounded? Geez, what a thing to say. My concern has a rock-solid foundation of experience. You know, I've seen profits put before science. I've seen rapid progress, and the excitement around that eclipse any caution. So, not unfounded.
Yes, I misspoke. Your experience is evident, but we are not Biosyn, Doctor. We are not InGen.
Biosyn
Try to see this
mentioned.
work with fresh eyes, optimistic eyes.
Well, I'm very optimistic, so let's keep on going. I'm never going to be a fan of more outgoing costs, but I'm pretty sure we're going to need scientists with skills in welfare to actually get incubation going.
Okay, let's incubate those eggs. You gotta love the hatchery, right? Amazing building. Life literally develops inside it.
Oh, hello
Here's our
there,
first look at
history.
male
Repeating
Myosaur.
yourself, I see. Hey, tell me, did meddling in nature work out well the first time?
With a chunkier boy on its
All right.
face.
Ready when you are.
Dinosaur synthesis. It never gets any less magical, does it?
Those are some beautiful animals. And note how the male and female Myosaura have different patterning too.
Yeah, they do. They have different skins,
Dimorphism
actually.
in
I forgot to mention that.
prehistoric animals. And given how rare males are in the wild, I suspect we still have so much to discover.
Yes, indeed. And this is just the start. So, let's get those Myosaura comfortable.
Yeah, so I was trying to work out how to get them to breed in just a few moments. I think after this mission. But yeah, I was looking at the male Myosaura. I thought it looks
now
better
we
than
need
the
to check
female.
on Myosaura's breeding potential and compatibility.
So this bit confused me.
So I understand, you have ways of assessing their breeding capabilities, their fertility.
Oh, yes. There are chemical markers, but honestly, you can tell everything you need to just by observing the dinosaurs closely enough.
Interesting. Can you tell with humans too?
I know you're in charge here, but do I actually have to answer that?
No, you do not.
Oh, that's funny. I love Cabot.
Now, eventually you do plan to have breeding in your breeding
Jurassic
program,
Park reference.
Yes, we do. But dinosaurs need an appropriate nest first. Replicating the natural conditions these animals need is what sets this research apart.
Aha! Artificially replicating nature. No doubt this will go completely according to plan, as it always does.
The conditions are right and the dinosaurs are happy. Now all we can do is wait.
Hey, hope I didn't miss the main attraction.
Oh,
Isaac's back.
Oh, hello. Are you with the Ding Group?
Oh, no. Where are my manners? I'm Isaac Clement. Great to meet you. I do a lot of work with the entertainment sector, and they are very interested in this project of yours. Juveniles will meet huge crowds after all, so I have to see this for myself. But it's all good. I'll be patient.
Hey, patience. That's a refreshing thing to see. You know, if only those folks that preceded you had waited longer and planned more, maybe decided not to play with the genetic foundations of life with all the grace of a kid baking a cake for the first time. And by that I mean, you got to admire their ambition, but my God, the mess.
So yeah, when I was opening the breeding thing, I wasn't really too sure how it worked. I thought you had to force them to breed, but actually it's just to show you which ones can breed with what. So, and this is basically how it happens. The dinosaur just goes there. Also, it was blocked, so I had to get rid of this thing that I placed down. How did I do that? Oh yeah, I just pressed delete. Yeah, so this is all it is. Just turns its back to the nest and then just lays a singular egg.
Worked. We got eggs. See, you take care of the dinosaurs and they do what comes naturally. I can't wait for what comes next.
There's also
This seems like a good chance
nest
to talk
variants.
about contracts. They're jobs you can pick up on the side to build your reputation with the industry sectors. And bring in a little extra cash while you're at it. Here, let's get you started with one now.
Here, I was trying to see which ones were available, and I saw Dilophosaurus. I thought, yeah, I gotta get Dilophosaurus out. Come on now. If I can get baby Dilophosauruses, that would be awesome. But again, I didn't realize I was going to be able to play Sandbox. So I was like, So I rushed and worked really hard to get Dilophosaurus out, and I couldn't. Yeah, at this point I was just like, you know what, I want to take a first-person perspective of this game. Because it feels fresh, it feels new, it's got so much more foliage to it, so... Here we go. Yeah, there we go. We wanted to get Dilophosaurus. We do get Dilophosaurus. Don't worry. So you will see the Dilos leaving the hatchery. But again, it's not as cool anymore because we had access to Sandbox. But I think at this point I was just admiring the beauty of the game because we were again just waiting for the juvenile to emerge. I think can't breed without increased comfort. Yeah, so the dinosaurs also have to be very comforted. They need their comfort levels met. That's better. Here I was just checking out all of the other dinosaurs, see if any of the models changed. Unfortunately, Acrocanthosaurus didn't. Allosaurus, it does. It has the evolution models, just like all of the others, so no need to worry, but we showcase that later in the video, not in this portion. Velociraptors are awesome. Brachiosaurus, Carnotaurus, Ceratosaurus, Chasmosaurus, Coelophysis, Concavenator, Alaphosaurus, which we're about to get, Dimetrodon, Diplodocus, Dreadnoughtus. So they're really pushing the main species of like the Jurassic canon design. Also here I was trying to find what was I trying to find? Oh yeah, like marine reptiles. For some reason I don't know why I was thinking it would work in the hatchery, but obviously it didn't. I think I was just inspecting every single item in the game, really, and then, yeah, and then we got the Maiasaura emerging.
Well, I'll be. Juvenile dinosaurs created the old-fashioned way. How far they've come. No longer man-made assets that test the limits of what science can or should do, but animals. Naturally bred animals. Wow, fascinating. So fascinating, and possibly, cataclysmic. I'm wildly curious to find out.
My word, you actually did it. By recreating natural conditions, no less. This could be just the thing to give dinosaurs a foothold in challenging environments.
Wow. I feel like I'm staring at history in the making, and it is adorable. I think we all need to share the news, but I bet people are gonna want proof. Can we grab some pictures?
Full disclosure, I've already named them Cabot Jr., so make sure you get their best side. But
I found that so funny because I saw it change in real time, so I just had to react to it because I didn't know I was going to do commentary over this. But as soon as I saw it say Cabot Jr., I was like, okay, that's funny. Yeah, so playing this game was a lot of fun. The event was a lot of fun as well. They did a very similar event that we got to Jurassic World Rebirth. So if you guys were around on the channel back in July when Rebirth was releasing, we had this really fun event where we got to go around Barbican in London. Oh yeah, I hit the Maiasaura, baby. Watch. Bang.
What a photo! Oh, I'm printing out a copy of that one.
Oh man, I felt so bad.
Oh, they grow up so fast.
But yeah, so it was a very similar event. It was like a walkthrough, a little tour, and honestly, I feel as though Evolution 3's kind of took the cake. It was quite a bit better than Rebirth's. So Universal, you might want to step up your game a little bit, or maybe even hire Frontier to sort this out. Yeah, so the babies in the game actually tug on your
We
heartstrings
need to make
quite a
sure
lot.
that our
I'll
guests
explain
have
that
a
later.
Good view of these little miracles too.
Ah, yes, the three most important days in any life: the day you're born, the day you die, and the day the viewing gallery opens.
Viewing gallery. Yeah, look, there's so many other options for viewing galleries here. Operations, no. Visitors, that's the one. Look on the left. I just didn't see that. I didn't see that. So I was quite disappointed I missed that, because it would have been nice to see the other options.
The juvenile is unwell. That's the trouble with having an undeveloped
No.
immune system, I guess.
Not Cabot
Good Lord,
Jr.
It's Cabot Jr. We've barely had any time together. You've got to do something, Doc.
I love
It doesn't
Cabot.
seem serious to my eyes, but it does need investigating. We'll need a paleomedical facility to do so. You can choose an MVU team and ride alongside them, or give them a task to diagnose whatever is ailing that juvenile. Let's find out what's wrong as soon as possible.
There's also a new way to place down some buildings now. So I don't know what it was on console, the keybinds, but on PC, you actually could switch between modes when rotating buildings, and you'd press Z and X, and then they'd obviously jump and change angle, or you could hold them down in a different mode and then they'd rotate. But now it's a little bit more fine. So you kind of, I think it's C. I think if you hold down
Right,
C,
we've done the scan. So, what's wrong with my prehistoric little ray of sunshine?
so I think if you hold down C, you kind of like fine move the building a little bit better with your mouse. So it will definitely take a lot to get used to. I'm not too sure how I feel about it just yet, but it did take me by surprise. Yeah, at this point, all I had in my mind was Dilophosaurus. Get the Dilophosaurus out. Why is there no Dilophosaurus? Do we need more Dilophosaurus DNA? Where can I send to get more Dilophosaurus DNA? And I realized, oh, we must have got all of the fossils. So I think, was this the last one that I needed to do? I can't remember. I think there was actually an error. I don't think I had the right tabs on. The right filters, shall I say. That's why Dilophosaurus wasn't showing up. But because I was trying to get the Dilophosaurus, I couldn't do any of the research. So I couldn't progress with the game. Which is fine by me. You know, I was mainly concerned about getting a Dilophosaurus out. Because, again, didn't realize I could go into Sandbox a little bit later. It would have been nice if they told me that. I was rushing really, really fast to get that Dilo out. Because I remember I did that for the Biosyn Dominion DLC.
As I suspected, not a pleasant illness, but not untreatable either. Have your scientists research the cure, then use an MVU team to deliver that cure via DART.
Sounds like a plan. I just hope that Cabot Jr. is better with needles than I am.
So I rushed in the Dominion Biosyn DLC to get Therizinosaurus out, and I got it in like the last minute or 2 minutes or something. So I thought it was going to be another one of those where I just need to rush to get something different. But yeah, this is where I found the Dilophosaurus, because I had the herbivore tab selected and not the carnivore. But nevertheless, we got Dilophosaurus, and we do produce it. Thank God for 3 times speed. Yeah, so that's, as you can see, the male Dilophosaurus. Come on, Swerve. Click male. Click male. Oh yeah, at this point I was thinking they're all female. And then I realized, oh, you switch them and then you get to select which ones are female and male. But the male versions actually have a bigger crest. And I think it looks more like the Jurassic Park variant of Dilophosaurus with the bigger crest. So does that imply that the Jurassic Park Dilos were male? I don't know. I think maybe they've got the variants mixed up there. Because looking at the female ones, they don't look like the ones from the movie, which are supposed to be female. So, I don't know. Maybe they got them mixed up. But yeah, that's basically how it works when you want a male and a female. You just produce them, and when they're ready to synthesize, I think, you can then choose whether they're male or female, and you can see the skins that come with them. Not all skins are the same. So the males will have different skin combinations to the females. Dilophosaurus. Yeah, these guys were little buggers. They, spoiler alert, they ended up breaking out, and I was just like, yeah, no, I'm not going to deal with that. Oh yeah, the blue on the frill was really nice there. Oh yeah, the issue that I discovered with the female-male switches is the fact that it's not really an issue, it's quite smart on Frontier, but Frontier did their research, and they actually identified what skin belongs to what gender. So, for example, when you go to the female section and you choose the skin for the female velociraptors, they will have the McFlurry, that the fans call it, the white velociraptor, the female one from Jurassic Park 3, and then you'll have to go to the male section to get the male variant of velociraptors. But I think every male in the game has quills, and it goes for the Atrociraptors as well. I think the male Atrociraptors also have quills. Again, this is just me trying to get a thumbnail. But yeah, so most of the movie canon designs will be listed under the female tab. So just keep that in mind. But it does make me think, is there a possibility that you could breed a male with the female skin? Because that's how genetics works. Like, there's a chance that it could just take the mother's genetic, but also be male. So that's quite interesting when I think about it. Yeah, again, I was just looking for something that I can get, and I was like, oh, I can get Eutyrannus. Then I was looking at how many scientists I needed, because again, I didn't know you could go to Sandbox. So I was looking for the right scientists, because I think I needed 12, what was it, logistics, I think it was, to research the Eutyrannus. So I was getting as many as I could, and then I think I started firing some people. Yeah. Spared no expense.
Okay, great. That's the research complete. Now, let's get that dinosaur cured. Assign an MVU team to a nearby ranger post, Stat. Patrolling MVU teams will automatically scan and diagnose minor issues. Major issues? Well, those will call for a trip to a paleomedical facility.
Yeah, so I was trying to do the maths here. I was thinking, I don't think I can get 12. How can I get 12? Then I realized I needed to fire a lot more scientists to get 12 logistics. But I was really rushing. I was stressing. I was like, oh my god, I can get Eutyrannus gameplay. This is so cool. Like, there's people online who love the Eutyrannus. I'm sure they'd like to see it in Evolution 3. So I was really trying. But eventually we have plenty of Eutyrannus footage for you guys to enjoy later on. So don't you worry. Don't you worry. Was it just Eutyrannus? No, I could have got a Concavinator as well. I didn't actually release a Concavinator. In fact, I don't think I even saw the difference between male and female Concavinators. I'm sure it's on their website somewhere, but I don't think I remember seeing it. So I can't actually tell you what the difference is. Did I do the right maths here? Was it this point? I can't remember. It was, yeah. Because I was sat there, before I clicked all of them, I was sat there and I was thinking, oh shit, can I only have like 3 scientists? And I was thinking, that's not possible. So then I just thought, you know what, let's just click all of them and see what happens. Luckily it did, it worked.
You've done it! Huh. You know, I was worried there for a second, but Cabot Jr. is completely cured. Needless to say, thank you. Really, thank you for taking care of him. Wait a second. You're kidding. Is that Bob? Oh, how I have missed that man.
We worked together for years, Finch. My name is George, but Lambert's fine. Dr. Dua told me about Den and about the juveniles. She suggested the security sector should advise.
A perfect time for you to join us, Mr. Lambert.
Yeah, it is, because my Dilophosauruses are breaking
the
out.
situation at our Montana site has changed. The velociraptors are moving closer.
Oh, the
thumbnail time.
carnivores have noticed the human buffet that we've graciously set up for them. What a surprise.
Yes, well, we need to return there immediately and handle the situation.
Yeah, so I think at this point I was like really adamant about not going because I wanted to use Tyrannus, but because the Dilophosauruses were also breaking out, I was a bit skeptical that I'd even be able to afford to use Tyrannus. Especially that I've only got $705,000 available. Either way, I think very soon, when we try to move over to that mission, the game actually crashes, which is really annoying. But it's okay, we moved on to Sandbox. So I think some people were able to move over to Mission 3 back to Montana, and I think it kind of like, the game stops them from playing too much of that section. It's kind of just to show that you're going back and forth between the islands. Very similar to Jurassic World Evolution 1. So, yeah, but I never really got to go into that section because the game crashed. Again, it is a very early build of the game, so it's not going to be the final product, and that's kind of what these events are for, to take note of why things crash. But yeah, look, you can see all of the Ranger Team vehicles and everything, and the Biosim one looks really cool. Do I showcase it? I can't remember if I showcase it or not. No, I don't think I do. Yeah, at this point I was just stressing. When the music starts to go like that, I'm like, I don't know. But then we start, yeah, then we move over to Montana. But then the game crashes. There you go. We load back in anyways. Hopefully I don't get copyright striked for the audio here. We move into the China Sandbox. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be hit with a copyright strike, but we'll see. Maybe Frontier has my back and will tell Universal, no, don't copyright him. It's our game. Yeah, so this is going to be the sandbox portion of Jurassic World Evolution 3. So we had two sandboxes to play with. We had the Nevada one, and we also had the China one. We could only pick one of the two, but because I had errors in some of my recording sessions, I was able to do both of them. Luckily enough, lucky me, eh? So they're both built on, but this one is not as built on. As you can see, there's still a lot of stuff built on, unfortunately, so we couldn't really build from scratch. But again, as I said, to get used to the terrain building, especially considering what you see in the background, it's gonna take a while. It really is. So it's gonna be very hard to not fair. I keep saying very hard to get used to, but I think it just needs a little bit of time to get used to and practice. Once you use some of the tools, you'll start to understand how they work better, and you'll be able to use them a little bit better. So I go ahead and release some Brachiosauruses here, just to see the release animation. Also, I was wondering what that thing was in the bottom right, and it's just your maintenance of the park. So 100% of the buildings are fine. You also see some terrain constraints aren't there anymore. So you can actually put like fences through buildings. You can put paths through buildings, which is really cool, really good. I'm so thankful for that. What's I doing here? I think I was just inspecting the park just to see what's available, looking for a dinosaur. Or looking for a hatchery to look at the dinosaurs. There we are. This is where I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm so spoiled. I'm spoiled for choice. There's so much there. So I know I wanted to do like a little battle arena, and then I found this space over here. So I think I build a very, very basic fence. Please, I will build better fences and better enclosures once the game releases. For this moment, I just wanted to get dinosaurs out. Place down the hatchery. And then I think I start to... Oh yeah, upgrade the hatchery. Always upgrade your hatchery. Even if you're in sandbox, might as well. And now I look at all of the dinosaurs. So I was seeing if there's any models as well. But I also wanted to release every single one of them, because I wasn't too sure. I think I was looking at my phone at this point to look at the time, and I think I clocked that I have maybe like 20 minutes left, 25 minutes or something, because I was told it would be an hour. But at this point, we've gone over an hour. So... Oh yeah, this is the point where I saw the evolution model. So I was like, oh, we have different versions. And I was also confused because you have the default cosmetic, which is the canon version, but then you also have the skin of the Allosaurus, of the JWE Allosaurus. So then I was confused, but now it makes a lot more sense. Especially looking back. I don't think I ever clocked what I did. But yes, the models, the evolution models are back. Ankylodocus, you knew I had to get that out there. It's literally the one sauropod that should be able to defend itself properly. And spoiler alert, it does not. It does not. The sauropods do not fight back. It's... I wish they did, you know, I really do. Because it just adds a little bit more to the game. This is where I clocked the quills. I was like, oh, those quills. Because the thing is, okay, this is where the canonicity of the Atrociraptors gets very confusing. So the whole point of the Atrociraptors being made in the Jurassic canon was that they were supposed to mirror the Raptor Squad from Jurassic World. So instead of Velociraptors, they use Atrociraptors. Instead of being called the Raptor Squad, the Atrociraptors are officially called the Evil Raptor Squad. So I know it's very childish of a name, but that's what it's called. And on top of that, all of the Atrociraptors were bred to be male. All of them were male, whereas the Raptor Squad, all of them were female. So all of the Atrociraptors that we see in Jurassic World Dominion are supposed to be male. I think that we also... Yeah... I think there is something out there with Colin Trevorrow confirming that. Maybe in an article or something. But then we had a Chaos Theory Season 2, where Red was referred to as a she. So that means she is female. And then that confused me, and I said that was a canon error. Is the evolution models for the Allosaurus, because I know some people want to see that return.
The Allosaurus, a big bipedal predator that will happily hunt or scavenge for food. This animal really isn't a fussy eater. And on that note, I'm just gonna take a few thousand steps back.
And now we play Jurassic World Evolution 3, and we see that all of the Raptor squads, all of the Atrociraptors, are female. I'm thinking that they retconned what we had. Also, this right here, Chaos and Grim in the female section. And I turned to Dangerville, who's playing on my right, and I said, hey, look at this. Chaos, Grim. But there's no Limbo. This is where I put, yeah, I was telling him here. I was like, unless they're in the male section. I was like, oh, wait, so Limbo's a male? But again, these guys were referred to as the sisters. So it was, I don't know. Maybe they have more official information. Maybe there were a few minor retcons, making the Atrociraptors female instead of male, making Limbo male instead of female. So either way, we're gonna have to wait and see what. Maybe Frontier will say something on it. I'll see what I can do about getting some information about that. But yeah, so the Demon Carnotaurus from Dominion is female, and Toro is male, which again is confusing because Toro was made in Jurassic World. And I'm pretty sure all of the dinosaurs in Jurassic World, at least, were supposed to be female. But either way, because of how aggressive Toro was, it's understandable that it should be male as well. But it's nice to kind of get an insight as to which dinosaur is male, which dinosaur is female. They also did a lot of research. Later in the video, you'll see when I choose the Tyrannosaurus Rexes, they have a lot in the female section. But then, when you go to the male section, they have the buck skin, and they also have the bald skin. Also, this is my very first time looking at Guangdong. And I was trying to... I don't know, I feel like I should have gone through the skins of Guangdong a little bit better. Kind of rushed it out, because I was like, oh, I only have like 10 minutes left. Let me get the Guangdong out. This is literally one of the very few new species. Let me see this guy.
What a beautiful dinosaur! Its name? Guanlong. Roughly translates as crown dragon from Chinese. Makes sense too, because that impressive nasal crest shows that this animal is something special. It's an amazing addition to the site, so let's try and give it the royal treatment, right?
Yeah, and I thought, okay, it's time to get a thumbnail. Because again, I didn't realize that my footage was gonna go missing and then come back. So, what happened is that I went ahead and tried to get my footage for this gameplay, the session 1, and then it ended up being lost. Turns out, when I was handed my bag, it actually fell into the bag, and I didn't check my goodie bag until a little bit later.
Introducing the high-spined lizard, the Acrocanthosaurus. The prominent spinal ridge, for which it is named, supports a mass of muscle, helping it rip apart flesh and sinew alike. It is fearsome, naturally, but it's hard not to appreciate such an incredible animal. Oh, but if you're squeamish, watching it feed may spoil that appreciation a touch.
So by sheer luck, I was messaging
Underestimate the
Frontier.
Atrociraptor,
All right,
and it
thank
could
you,
be
George.
the last
Thank
thing
you.
you ever do. This dinosaur is a lethal predator, and worse, I've heard rumors of them getting trained to attack specific targets. We should give our animals a better life.
I didn't
than that.
notice that. That's a Dominion reference. I didn't notice that
Those
before.
dinosaurs are really not happy about cohabiting. And any unstable system demands the courage to face its implications. You're going to need to be brave to resolve this mess, or at the very least, cowardly but efficient. Honestly, I'd be happy either way.
Yeah, so I didn't realize that my my SD card slipped in, and I was like getting Frontier employees to help me because they're like, yeah, we don't know where your SD card's gone. So we couldn't actually find it. So they said, okay, we'll have a look for the backup file, because they also record on OBS to get some backup footage, just in case something like this happens with the SD card. And unfortunately, the recording file also got corrupted. I'm the only person out of, I think, was 160 people there, and it all got corrupted. So at that time I was sat there thinking, damn, I've got no footage now. So I was just messaging them saying, look, I'm still in London. If there's anything or any availability on the next time slot, is it okay if I can come again? So then they looked into it, and then they said, you know what, yeah, we've got a fair few slots, and bless them. They were so lovely, so helpful, and the people at Frontier were able to put together an extra chair for me to play again. But again, I wasn't expecting to find the SD card. So they went through all of the effort to set it up, and I thought, is it okay to play again? And they said, you know what, it's okay to play again, don't worry. So I it was very weird, very confusing. It was just like one of those things. I guess my SD card just coincidentally fell. Maybe somebody brushed it in or something into my bag that was handed to me. So I kind of got unlucky, but lucky at the same time, you know? Hey, I'm not complaining. It means I got more footage for Jurassic World Evolution 3. I got more time to play it as well. Okay, so at this point, yeah, I just wanted to get as many species out as possible, and I wanted to do a battle royale because you guys love the battle royales that I was posting on Evolution 1, 2, and
This
hopefully
hybrid,
in 3.
Ankylodicus, might look nice and docile, but it was engineered for defense. A tough
No, it
armored
wasn't.
hide, a whip-like tail with a club on the end. Yeah, this dinosaur should come with a warning tag around his neck.
No, Isaac, do not lie to me. I tried. I got dinosaurs to kill this Ankylodicus, and nothing happened. It's the same animation from Jurassic World Evolution when the Indominus Rex was taking down the sauropods. It's the same thing. Spoiler alert again. It's the exact same thing, man. It's so disappointing. Because I really wanted to at least have the Ankylodicus swing its tail about, damage the dinosaur. Just something. Just something. Please. Okay, so since this is a live commentary, I can't just stop here, but I'm supposed to be going out, I think, just after I finish recording. I was playing with the terrain tools here, just to see, like, what's underneath. And you can see how much work actually went into the part. It's a lot. But I will be right back, because I need to go get my phone charger, otherwise I'm not going to be able to go out later. Because I'm only on 12%. So you guys enjoy these dinosaurs. I think we check out the Jurassic Park 3 Pteranodon variants as well, so I'll be just back in just a second. Okay. And we are back. I don't think I missed too much, but here it is. The Allosaurus taking a bite out of the Ankylodocus. At least have the tail swing round and hit the Allosaurus in that motion. At least do that. Like, I get it, okay? Maybe there might be some constraints to make every sauropod its own animation to battle every other carnivore that's going to try and take it down, whether that be Atrociraptors, Velociraptors, large carnivores like T-Rex, Giganotosaurus, Allosaurus. But at least, at the very least, do something for the Ankylodocus, because it feels like a waste. And I don't know if this is true, but I can only imagine the general public seeing this dinosaur and thinking, wow, this is a long-necked dinosaur with a big defensive club on the back of its tail. It would be so cool to see it defend itself. And then they just see it do nothing. Just you wait to see how it dies, by the way. Just wait. Wait 1 second.
Asset for release.
I don't think I show it direct. There we go. It just flops on the ground. So it has that animation again. I don't know. I have a feeling Jurassic World Evolution 3 is going to be like the very last of this series. And I feel as though they're going to really take care of it for the next, I don't know, 3-4 years. We're going to have to wait and see, of course. So hopefully they'll add some sauropod defense later on.
Now this Tyrannosaur ruffled a few feathers when it was first discovered. The overwhelming reaction was excitement, though. Just as I'm excited to see this animal in person now. It's amazing.
Now, I don't know how much longer we are going to be recording for, just because I do need to go out, and I think the Sandbox playthrough number 2, which is the latter half of this video, doesn't have too much going for it, but you can still watch it raw and everything.
Its name might be a mouthful, but the Archaeornithomimus has still managed to capture hearts and minds. And no surprise either. There's something about its bird-like stature that just feels kind of charming, you know? I have zero doubts that this one will be a real hit with our guests.
Again, the dinosaurs fighting are exactly the same as well. I missed the Dimorphodon fights.
Hunting in groups requires these animals to both communicate and coordinate their actions. Amazing. And yes, a little terrifying.
So, yeah, it was in the second session that I played, or the second session that I played. In between the first and the second, I was hanging out with Best in Slot, with Tom Jurassic, Connor from the Natural History Museum, which you saw in the vlog as well, and Dangerville. And basically, we were like talking about our experiences playing the game. Best in Slot hadn't played it at that point in time, so we were trying not to spoil because he was about to go play it. And yeah, so I heard from Connor that you can actually get the babies killed in different ways. I think he released Toro, and Toro ended up headbutting the baby dinosaur and then killing it that way after the baby got back up. So I thought I'd try the same thing, and then later on I tried the Giganotosaurus. We also know that baby dinosaurs can injure guests, and I was talking specifically about the word injure because it didn't say anything about killing the guests. So I tested that on later in my second session, and it's true. I think Best of Slot told me the same thing, that basically he tried it, he put the Utyrannus with the baby Utyrannus with the guests. I did the same thing, and it just doesn't want to take the bait. It does not want to interact with the humans whatsoever. So what I mean by injure is that there's a possibility for them to just run through the dinosaurs, and that's about it. So it is a shame. It really is. It would have been nice to see the babies do something. But yeah, so the babies can get killed, and there's different animations for the large carnivores and medium carnivores. Not too sure about the smaller carnivores like Raptor just yet. We're gonna have to wait and see.
A classic example of an apex predator, the Giganotosaurus. This is one of the largest terrestrial carnivores. They certainly named it well.
And yeah, so again, I was just getting thumbnails here because I was like, this is the Battle Royale. Don't worry, we will upload some raw footage, no commentary, stuff like that. Because I remember before I started doing YouTube and all of the creators got to go and play Jurassic World Evolution 1 early, I remember watching Game Reviews videos and Best of Slots videos, and I think it was Best in the Slot who uploaded no commentary at that time. This is like way back in 2018. And I remember waking up for school and putting that video on the TV. I'm thinking, this is the game I've wanted since Jurassic Park Operation Genesis. And just watching the raw gameplay, especially loading up on my PC, it felt like I was actually playing it. And I could just, you know, listen to the sounds and have nobody talking over the top. So that's why half of this video I don't want to commentate for, because I know loads of people are just going to enjoy the video for itself and the game for itself that way. And it's kind of an easy way for you to just be a little bit more patient for the game. Is the Indominus Rex. I had to get the Indominus out. Of course I did. Also, no rebirth models, no mention of rebirth, nothing. So I don't think we're actually going to have anything rebirth in the base game.
The right scenery can have a profound effect on an animal's well-being.
Look at the
Let's see just how beneficial it can be to
I feel like
these
it works
animals.
a lot better in this game.
There was a time where I had nothing but respect for the great minds behind this hybrid. The research it required, the careful genetic splicing of so many exaggerated predator characteristics. Now I respect its creators far less, but the Indominus Rex itself still demands awe.
But yeah, we'll see how long we'll go on for. I also did a Pyroraptor exhibit speed build, which we'll also upload to the channel as well. I might talk a little bit over the top of that one. But I feel as though I got a decent amount of footage. Good amount of footage. At this point, I think we're coming to the end of session 1. Because at this point, I was like, okay, I need to get the Spinosaurus out. I need to see this guy swim. Let me see the new swimming mechanic. But don't worry, we get to see Pyroraptors swim later on in the video. Here's the Spinosaurus.
Oh, we've got a semi-aquatic legend on site now. The Spinosaurus is a menacing figure on land, but it really comes into its own in the water. Just imagine that iconic sail slicing through the waves as it approaches your boat. Feels like something out of a movie. Well, maybe also something out of a nightmare, huh?
At this point, unfortunately we weren't recording our webcam and our commentary because I found out later that there's actually something going on with the event. And at this point, sirens were kind of going off, and everyone was like looking behind me and looking around. And I saw that in the corner of my eye, but I didn't think much of it. I thought people were getting bored and they were just looking to see what other people were doing on their game. But I was locked in. I was like, I gotta get all of these species out. I'm doing this. I'm getting all of these species out. At least the ones that interest me the most. So, also I wanted to see the male versions of some of these dinosaurs. But, yeah, I was so immersed. And at this point, this is where I turned around and realized there's somebody talking. So I took my headset off and I was like, okay, I'm really close to getting Pyroraptor. I think they're going to say this is the end. But then I also heard the alarms going off. And it was just alarm after alarm after alarm. And I was like, no, I want to get the Pyroraptor out, please. And if you watched my vlog, which is on the channel available now, if you watched my vlog, you would have seen that the alarms made us go into a bunker. So we had to get up off our seats. And I presume this is where they actually ended up stopping the recording. Because this is the end of the first clip, I think. There we go. And we switch into another new sandbox. So, yeah, then we basically had photos with Tango. We got to take photos of the baby Velociraptor. They made a really good sandwich. Really, really good sandwich there. And an awesome cupcake. I love the cupcake. But yeah, so then obviously the mishap with my first recording session happened, and then we found it, and then they already set everything up, so they said, hey, you can go ahead and play the game again and record it again. And this time around I felt like I knew what I kind of wanted to do, because I feel as though the last for session 1 I was kind of rushing and I never got to cover the Nevada map. So here's the Nevada map. So we checked out the Megalodon, which again is just a returning species.
Life began in the seas. The life that you just bred in particular began there many millions of years ago. But now it returns. And not a genetically engineered creation either. Regular, naturally bred life. I'd find it beautiful if not for all the, traumatic experiences.
The Megalodon has existed in every ocean in the world, but it tends to prefer warmer climates like a lot of other prehistoric animals. It's a truly dominant ocean predator. So, Stay out of the water. Unless you want to line up to be a hot lunch.
So I went straight to the Utyrannus section because Connor said, yeah, there's Utyrannuses, there's baby Uties there. So I was like, okay, I've got to check these out because there weren't any babies in the China map that we were playing. So I wanted to see what the babies would look like, and they literally are just the scaled down Utyrannus. It's quite funny because they are still quite large when you look at the guests. So I knew at this moment that I wanted to what happened to the Jeep over there? It just crashed. But I knew at this moment I wanted to get the babies to do something, because I think a couple days before I made a tweet about this. They posted on their website saying that the babies can get killed and they can injure the guests. However, I knew as soon as they said injure guests, I was like, let's try all this, because I don't think they'll be able to kill guests, because otherwise they would have said that, something along those lines. So the word injure really stood out to me there. Either way, you can see that I'm tranquilizing the Utyrannus, and usually I wouldn't say, hey, ruin my watch time and skip ahead, but spoiler alert, they don't do anything. They do not kill the guests. So if you want to go ahead and skip all of this and to not watch it, then fair enough, but I know there are some people who just kind of want this game on as an ambience, so go for it. But here, you get to see the babies play. It's so adorable. You get to see the babies play. And I do try to get the babies killed later on, and this is what I meant earlier when I said the babies tug on your heartstrings. Anytime that I've shown like the death animations for the Homalocephalae with any dinosaur that came out via DLC for Evolution 1 or Evolution 2, I didn't really feel too bad. I just thought, oh, this is such a cool death. But when I saw the babies, it was just something different. And I think it's because I've become a cat parent recently. I had a little kitten called Kobe or Kobalion, and I love him, and he's just a little baby, and he just likes to play a lot. So when I put these Utyrannuses in with massive Giganotosauruses, and I could see that they were just like playing around, but then also going underneath the leg of the Giganotosaurus, it broke my heart. It really did. I felt like I can't be doing this. And at so many points I was like, I've got to stop this. I don't want to do this anymore. But at the same time I was thinking, content. So, you know, we'll have to wait and see. If there's any like really cool standout baby deaths and animations, then of course we're going to try them out when DLCs do start launching for Jurassic World Evolution 3. But there's something about it. It just feels different because you see the babies, they just want to play. They just want to play around and have fun. And they just want to grow. So, yeah. But yeah, this is what I mean. Eventually the Utyrannus, I think more specifically this
if you
one.
hadn't noticed, a dinosaur is terrorizing your guests. It's
I noticed.
the exact kind
I
of
did that.
disaster that I try so hard to warn people against. And yet, here we are again. Geez, you know, at times like this, one feels, well, that maybe extinct animals should just be left extinct.
But yeah, so as soon as I realized that he's not going to chase down anyone, then I think I just thought it's not going to happen. But it's because it kept saying danger to guests. I was thinking, okay, it's possible. And for some reason, I just completely forgot that danger to guests means that it's literally just out and about and that it can just run into the guests. So I don't know how I forgot that, but I think I wasted some of my time. But look at this. This is what I mean. They were playing with each other, and they're running around a tree, and it's just it's so cute. It's so cute. Like the babies actually act like little babies. They stay with their parents. They stay underneath the legs of the parents. They play with the other babies in their pen. But yeah, so a lot of this, it's just nothing really happens. So if you want to go ahead and skip ahead, I don't blame you. This is a 3-hour long video roughly, so you know, I think I have a decent amount of watch time for this. But what I think I'm going to do is stay quiet, wait for it to get to the latter section, and then I'll commentate over a few other bits. But I would say, before you do skip ahead, I would say this Utyrannus, I think it's either this one or the first one that landed, unless it's different. You do get to see grow, and the growth between juvenile into adult, it's not seamless. They basically just fade the model into the bigger version, and that's pretty much it. But you'll see it later on, because I notice it in the background. I don't specifically see it, but I do notice it happen in the background. However, later on for the Gallimimus, we specifically watch it happen. So don't worry, you'll get to see it. But I'm going to stay quiet for now, and then I'll jump back in a little bit later. Actually, I think it's happening in the background now. I think it grows in the background. Keep an eye on the 2 in the background.
One of our juvenile dinosaurs is all grown up. Thank you, truly, for giving it an environment where it can grow and prosper.
In the air.
Starving dinosaurs are the very definition of a so-called urgent problem. If you delay too much, you know, you might not like where they look for their next meal.
Asset delivered. Stopping up generator.
Okay, so at this point I clocked that I think the people that were caught in the enclosure that I built have despawned. So there's no point in trying to get the Tyrannus to kill anyone. So I don't think it's going to work. Maybe there are some babies out there who might be able to do it. You know, it'd be weird if we didn't see the T-Rex baby do it because we see it in the franchise. But we'll wait and see. I'm not looking too hopeful, but you know, things happen. At this point, I was looking at the area, and this is what I meant by maturity. So The Gallimimuses, multiple Gallimimuses have matured, and I was thinking, okay, so they're all maturing, we get to see it actually happen. So let's check out the next juvenile, and it says about to mature. So if we watch it, and you'll see, it's running, it's running, it's running, it stops, then it just fades into the adult. That's it. A little bit underwhelming. But at the end of the day, if that means it gives us baby dinosaurs, it gives us baby dinosaurs. So I can't be complaining too much because I've wanted babies for a long, long while now. So yeah, that's how the growth works in the game. What else did we do? I can't remember too much of what we did for the remainder. I think I was just inspecting like all of the marine species. So Attenborosaurus returning is really nice. I really like Attenborosaurus, Ichthyosaurus, Megalodon, Mosasaurus, Tungulius, Kronosaurus, Plesiosaurus. This is the aquatic roster for now. And honestly, I don't think there's much more space available in the yet to be announced roster. So I think we're gonna have 6 marine reptiles, and I think they're gonna announce one last one. Which we'll wait and see. I also checked out the Aviaries. Released some Dimorphodons. And then I checked out the roster. So we have Thanatostraken. I kind of wanted to size up the Thanatostraken with the Quetzal, so I left because I realized, hold on, there's another Aviary, so maybe they might already have the Quetzal here, but they don't. They have the Tropionaphus, which is the 3rd largest flying reptile, I think, in the game. Now, I'm going to say it here, to set some expectations. Later in here, in this playthrough, on this map specifically, you will see that I tried. Okay, let's let Kajal do a talk.
Tropionaphus is most distinguished by its keel-tipped snout, which is easy to spot even from a distance. I'm sure our guests will love learning about and observing it.
Yeah, so as we know, flying reptiles will be able to walk on their legs. They aren't just stationary, they won't just fly to perch point to perch point to perch point anymore. They actually can walk about. And we see that with the Pteranodon later in the video, but I tried really, really hard to get the Quetzalcoatlus and the Thanatostraken to do the same thing. I think because they're as Darkids, I can't remember what the official name is, but I think because of their large stature, they aren't able to walk around. I even released the Quetzalcoatlus into the open just in case it's too small to move around in an aviary, and it still didn't walk around, which is really annoying. But by the way, you'll see later on that the glitch to release the Pteranodons or the flying reptiles from the land hatcheries still works. It still works. So there's actually a glitch. My chair just made a farting sound. Anyways, so it still works, and the way you do it is you search up the name of the dinosaur or the flying reptile that you want in the aviary hatchery, and you select it. Then you close the aviary hatchery, and then you go into the land hatchery, and then it should already be on the search tab. It should already be available, so you just synthesize it from there. So that's a glitch that happened in Evolution 2, and I can't remember who originally discovered it. I know that I discovered it very early on, and I was going to make a video on it, and then I got distracted. But then other content creators started making videos on it after it kind of got very popular online. And essentially, you just do it like that, and you can release the flying reptiles from the land hatchery. And obviously, it is a glitch, because you have to break the game. It's not intended. But Frontier have never patched it, and I'm pretty sure Frontier are aware of it because it's a big deal. And I think that's just their way of saying, hey, you know what, we're going to make your life easier, but we're not going to address it, which is really good. So anybody from Frontier who is watching this video right now, thank you for not patching that bug, that glitch, because that's actually one of the few glitches in video games that it's more of a benefit to the player. So I'm really glad that's a thing. So that is still a thing. The amphitheater is here, but you can also select custom design, by the way, and it removes the sign. So you can add any kind of sign there, which is, again, really, really cool. I think there's also multiple arrival points as well, so you're not just stuck to one arrival point. There's multiple arrival points now, which is cool. The balloon tour, for some reason, was just stuck in the sky. Don't know why, it was just stuck there, I think due to an incomplete track, but it didn't give me an option to complete the track. But it's not incomplete. No, it's not incomplete. Why is it saying it's incomplete? I don't know. It looks like it's working. But yeah, I think that's pretty much the main things I wanted to cover. Later in this video, you will specifically see the Pteranodon walking on the floor. You'll see that we tried to get the Quetzalcoatlus to do the same thing. We released the flying reptiles into the open. What else? We see the Giganotosauruses killing the baby Tyrannuses. You'll see me build a Pyroraptor exhibit with a waterfall in it. I know, very, very cool. You'll see the Pyroraptors swimming around. You'll see the Spinoraptors swimming around as well. What else is there? I'm trying to remember what else there could be. Let me open the file up on my other monitor and skip through to the end to try and refresh my memory. Yeah, we build the Pyroraptor exhibit. We get Spinoraptor in there. He swims around. I did try to build like a motor like nest for the Pyroraptor, but again, modular building I don't think is complete just yet, especially in the beta. It had very many bugs and issues that I didn't really enjoy too much. No. I also crashed, so I have to sort that out. We'll also see the intro to the game, by the way. So you remember in Evolution 2 where the Mosasaurus would swim and then it would show the Universal logo and the Frontier logo before you even loaded up the game? Yeah, so we'll see the new one for Jurassic World Evolution 3, which looks really, really cool. Really excited to show that. And I don't think there's much more other than that. We obviously... Oh yeah, we build a Spinosaurus exhibit as well. Nothing too much about that. I think I just basically messed around with the terrain abilities in an already set area for the Spinosaurus. And then I think we had to go into the bunker again. Had to go through all of that. But this is where I think I'm going to leave you because I still need to get this video out and I'm supposed to be going out in about an hour, 45 minutes. I don't know how long this video is going to render, even if it will render, because I've had issues with that as well. I just have issue after issue. But yes, enjoy the rest of this gameplay. It's going to be no commentary from here on out, but there are some segments from this video that will commentate over in other videos. But if you are new around here, be sure you're subscribed, be sure to leave a like on the video, but most importantly, make sure you're all staying safe out here, and hopefully you enjoy the rest of this gameplay.
If your kayak becomes beached at any point in the tour, remain seated and our expert staff will come to you.
just needs some fuel.
Reassigning controls.
Here we have the Pachycephalosaurus, which is the ancient Greek way of saying thick-headed lizard. I've been called that many times myself, but joke's on them. I like this dinosaur so much that I take it as a compliment. Well, I like it from afar, at least. They can get a bit, head-butty for my liking.
Getting the generator back up.
asset for release.
Ah, the Protoceratops, an herbivore with a bony neck frill and an adorable parrot-like beak. Interesting fact for you, they lay soft-shell eggs, yeah, which is something of a rarity in dinosaurs. Definitely a fantastic addition to our collection.
Those dinosaurs are really not happy about cohabiting, and any unstable system demands the courage to face its implications. You're going to need to be brave to resolve this mess, or at the very least, cowardly but efficient. Honestly, I'd be happy either way.
Incubation complete. Prepare asset for release.
Can a dinosaur be considered cute? This species, the Spinoceratops, might just fit the bill. Despite having a similar appearance to the Sinoceratops, this animal is a hybrid. It's been acclimated to a variety of environments and should prove easy to care for. I mean, as easy as it can be to care for any dinosaur.
We should really try and mimic the natural environment these animals would thrive in. You'd be surprised how big an impact the right scenery and foliage can have.
The enormous Patagotitan, one of the largest animals ever to roam the earth. They might seem intimidating and huge, but these animals are actually gentle herbivores. Give them their space, treat them right, and they'll absolutely amaze our guests.
For your added safety, our kayak.
The unique crest of the Parasaurolophus isn't just majestic, but functional too. Its uses are myriad, from communication to thermal regulation. Evolution is quite the problem solver.
Thanatos Draken. Now this is one impressive flying reptile. Its name means Dragon of Death. And I bet that's exactly what it must feel like with this thing soaring directly over you. I can't wait for our guests to see this one.
Synthesis. Now, please stand by.
We've got a new drone task.
Incubation complete. Prepare asset for release. Synthesis procedure complete. Incubation personnel, please stand by.
Strictly speaking, the pteranodon isn't actually a dinosaur, but a prehistoric reptile, a flying reptile at that. Imagine the spectacle of these animals soaring through the skies. Well, I guess we don't need to imagine it since we've added them to our collection.
Oh, we've got a semi-aquatic legend on site now. The Spinosaurus is a menacing figure on land, but it really comes into its own in the water. Just imagine that iconic sail slicing through the waves as it approaches your boat. Feels like something out of a movie. Well, maybe also something out of a nightmare, huh?
Generator getting refueled. Generator getting refueled.
We'll need it.
Si un animal vous empêche de passer, nous vous prions de patienter jusqu'à ce qu'il s'écarte. Merci. Synthesis procedure complete. Incubation complete. Prepare asset for release.
A classic example of an apex predator, the Giganotosaurus. This is one of the largest terrestrial carnivores. They certainly named it well.
Synthesis. Personnel, please stand by. Synthesis procedure complete. Incubation personnel, please stand by.
This one feels like it's straight out of legend. Get this. A forest fire sweeps through southern France, and what's found in the aftermath? The first discovered remains of a pyroraptor. One heck of an origin story, right? And one heck of a dinosaur. Ooh, glad to have it with us.
Synthesis procedure complete. Incubation personnel, stand
Spinoraptor is a predatory hybrid, synthesized from Spinosaurus and Velociraptor DNA. I've never dealt with an animal that seemed to want to hunt our guests quite as much as this one. My advice? Keep it locked down tight.
I know some folks are uncomfortable with this, but allowing the animals to fight mirrors their life in the wild. And ultimately will benefit them in captivity.
Heading to collect the asset. En route to pick up the asset. Transportation underway. Asset has been collected. Delivery complete.
security system. Capture teams.